Okay guys, today I'm coming to you with a special video, a speed paint of my character Pepper. Pepper is a newer OC of mine, and she has a bit of a convoluted backstory. She's the youngest daughter so far to Honey, my character, and Axis, I think I'm saying its name right, my friend's character. She was born to them while they were trapped in another, I guess I could call it, dimension. And when they were in that dimension, any kids they had would just kind of go somewhere else. And instead of going where most of her other siblings did, Pepper was sent back in time. There she was found by a girl and was brought into that girl's family and raised with her, and they taught her magic. Pepper stayed with them until around her teenage years to early adulthood, when she left because of a family tragedy. She decided she wanted to explore the world and learn even more about magic that her family themselves didn't know. So she'd go and meet other witches, warlocks, and other magic creatures, and if they were willing, she'd stay with them and she'd learn whatever they were willing to teach her. But this is when problems started to arise. You see, Pepper doesn't age like other witches, and that is because she is not a full-blooded witch. Pepper herself doesn't know that she's not a full-blooded witch. Obviously, she was raised by an adoptive family and has had no contact with her blood family because they're in the future. So how would she have any idea that she's nothing but a witch? Her aging became a problem when the people she was staying with would notice that she didn't age like they did. Hybrids at the time weren't as common or as widely talked about. So instead of assuming, oh, maybe she's mixed species, they'd assume she was probably a dark witch and made a deal with a demon to stay young forever. Which is probably ironic because that is what her mother did, but Pepper herself had nothing to do with dark magic. So that made Pepper have to move around a lot more so people wouldn't get suspicious and accuse her of doing something she wasn't. This means she moved around a lot, and she only settled down when an incident that created her crystal castle happened. She stayed there in her castle by herself until the people who'd eventually become the Feather Sound witches came into her life. The first group, which would become the 14 families who'd lead Feather Sound in the future, stayed in her castle, while others built homes around it. As more and more people came, Pepper grew worried that she couldn't protect them all where they were at. So she opened like a pocket dimension and moved their world there. And this would eventually become Feather Sound. Pepper herself wouldn't get to see her community become Feather Sound because the 14 families were jealous. They wanted the power that they thought she supposedly had. So 13 of the original families wanted to kill her. But the other one, who involved her mate and his sister, didn't want to do that. He came up with a plan to instead trap her. He did this by distracting her with one of their shared dances. This allowed him and the others to ambush her and seal away her magic, so they could hide her away. Over time, 13 of the families covered up the crystal walls with stone, and she was largely forgotten, becoming nothing more than a myth to most of the residents of Feather Sound. It wasn't until much later that they found out that she was, in fact, real when someone broke the artifact that sealed her magic. After a while, when her magic had come back, she was able to escape and cause an uproar in the castle and amongst Feather Sound. That's about it for now, since the rest is up in the air. It's still being written and stuff like that. But yeah, this doesn't answer the convoluted part that I was talking about at the beginning. That part is that despite being the youngest born to honey and access, as of right now at least, she's the oldest lived because of time travel shenanigans. This is a kind of fun detail to play with in AUs, but yeah, that's about all for now. So I hope you enjoyed this, and here should be a look at the final piece. I figured you guys must see if this bleeds through, and in certain lights it kind of does, but it's not so bad that you can't draw on the other side of it. And I use mainly craft paint. This is the color of her dress and the little gem, which I forgot I didn't. Okay. This one and this one were mixed to create her hair. Then I just used plain white. I mixed them with a bit of water to get kind of a watercolor. And as long as you don't like oversaturate it with water and color, it normally doesn't bleed through too bad, because it didn't even do that on this. That mark's just from me being dumb with the paintbrush. And I used Rose Art's Pale Flesh for her skin to tie her in with her mom. And yeah, figured you'd want to know. Okay, that's the end of this video. See ya.